Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis and Arundel County and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It is Monday, May 2nd, 2022. This is Liz Fernay, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Well, it's Monday. My landlord would not negotiate on the rent despite my 3 attempts, so I need to work on a side hustle and will be taking requests.
Once again, why? You said it, the rent is too damn high.
I hope you got some time to enjoy May Day and all the wonderful flowers around downtown and the first Sunday Art Festival. Okay, we have news, so let's get into it, shall we? With an update to last week's story, the medical director of a Gambrills urgent care facility and related chain of COVID-19 test clinics, Dr. Ron Elfenbein, pleaded not guilty on Friday to healthcare fraud charges, alleging he directed staff to bill Medicare for complex office visits when the patients only took COVID-19 tests. Although Elfenbein pleaded not guilty, he still faces 10 years on each count. As we come nearer to college decision day, we have some new stats on the nation's most selective schools. About 1,230 colleges that received at least 1,000 applications in 2020 reported an average acceptance rate of 70%, according to the most recent data from the U.S. Department of Education. Hopkins made the list at number 21 of the 25 most selective schools, the only Maryland school to do so. Hopkins accepts 6.5% of applicants in 2022 and had 30,113 apply. In first place was Harvard with a 3.2% acceptance rate and 40,428 applicants. And for the first time, a non-binary option will be available for runner registration at the Annapolis 10-mile run. The race, scheduled to be held on Sunday, August 28th at the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, is organized by the Annapolis Striders. This is one of the first races in the county that is inclusive of non-binary individuals. Division regulations require that there be a minimum number of registrants in the category in order for the results to be official in the runner's stats, and so the Annapolis Striders are working with Annapolis Pride to help promote the event. And hey, tickets are starting to get scarce for the final Chesapeake Bay Blues Festival later this month. There was a drop of a bonus podcast over the weekend with founder Don Hooker and longtime sponsor Neil Katzeff, reminiscing about the past 25 years of festivals. Tickets are available at bayblues.org. And speaking of the fest, John will be talking with the currently on fire Samantha Fish this afternoon. She's one of the headliners and is amazing, so look for a bonus pod with her soon. I do hope you caught the local business spotlight with Rick Hutzel and his Meanwhile in Annapolis. I'm sure there's another one up for next weekend, but John didn't tell me what it is, so for now, it's a mystery. Of course, if you have any suggestions for the business spotlights, please send them our way. Okay, that's it for the news. But first, a quick thank you to our sponsors for today's daily news brief: the Arts Council of Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, and the Kristi Neidhardt Team in Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company. All right, Alsina from CovingtonAlsina is here with your Monday Money Report. And of course, George Young from DCMDVA Weather is here with your locally forecast weather. All that coming up in just a bit. But before I go, it's been great being your host these past few days, and I'll catch you next time.
Join the party at the Westin Annapolis on May 14th for the Arts Council of Anne Arundel County's premier fundraising event, Paint the Town. We'll celebrate 29 years of providing leadership and advocacy for our local arts community. You'll enjoy cocktails, dinner, and live entertainment with special guests Cell Spitfire, Christy Allen, Jonathan Stone, Mike Noonan, and the Annapolis Symphony Academy String Quartet, and more. Get your tickets now at www.acaac.org. That's www.acaac.org. When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be, so you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, May 2nd. First Monday in May, and it should be a really nice day on the whole with dry skies and warmer temps, but we'll have at least a couple of additional rain chances ahead following yesterday's PM rain to close out the weekend. Look for a cloudy start today to give way to gradual clearing with warmer temps in the mid-70s to maybe lower 80s in spots as a warm front has lifted north above the region and allowed warmer air to filter in from the south, with Tuesday then providing another nice weather day on the whole with mixed skies and temps again mid to upper 70s for most, with showers and thunderstorms then moving back in very late Tuesday and overnight into Wednesday morning, lasting through much of the day Wednesday with warm temps again Wednesday in the mid to upper 70s, 4 p.m. highs for the Annapolis region, ahead of another comfortable day Thursday with mixed skies and PM highs near 70 degrees, but then it looks like another cool round of showers and cooler temps will move back in with rain in the mix Friday and Saturday, with highs mid to upper 60s Friday and only near 60 degrees Saturday, ahead of mixed skies and PM highs low to mid 60s for Mother's Day on Sunday. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DC MDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, as well as through our website at dcmdvaweather.info. And as always, be sure to download our DC MDVA Weather app on all of your devices from either the Apple or Google app stores, so you can always stay weather informed.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Is all this talk of inflation making you uneasy? Me too, especially the uncertainty. How bad will it eat into my future purchasing power? Well, don't feel helpless, because solar energy can give you some financial control. By installing and owning your solar system, you can lock out electricity cost inflation by locking in your electricity price for more than 25 years. Many of our inflation-fighting clean energy systems offset 100% of the annual electricity demands. Customers frequently add electric vehicle charging and backup batteries to their solar projects, providing them inexpensive auto fuel and additional energy security for the home. Let's make 2022 the year that you freeze energy inflation in its tracks by committing to affordable, clean solar energy. Call us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net. But don't wait another minute. Sunshine's a wasted.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You work hard for your money. Is your money working hard for you? Managing and investing, it can be confusing. Ann Alsina, a financial planner from CovingtonAlsina, has been helping people make sense of it all for over 17 years. Are you ready? Now here's your Monday Money Report.
This is Ann Alsina of CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. Wow! Fasten your seatbelts because the ride is bumpy. Stocks declined, then rose, then declined again last week. We're still in earnings season, and the S&P 500 is tracking a 4.3% growth year over year in revenue, with 86% of reporting companies beating expectations. Communist China announced they will prop up their ailing economy even as COVID shutdowns continue. Even still, investors are worried about the ongoing challenges in China impacting the supply chain further, as well as the continued war against Ukraine and the uncertainty around the Fed's efforts to control inflation and manage the economy to a soft landing. It seems like a lot of bad news and a lot to worry about. We are down for the year and officially in correction, a 10% or more drop territory. But we've been there before, and every single time the market has recovered. While equities are up and down, bonds are just down, and we expect them to continue falling. When interest rates increase, bond prices fall. If I buy a bond from Cogswell Cogs that pays 3% interest, and interest rates are steady, I would expect to sell that bond for what I paid for it. If interest rates fall, and I have a choice of buying a new bond from Spacely Sprockets that pays 1%, or buying an existing bond from Cogswell Cogs that pays 3%, I would pay more for the 3% bond. I'm going to earn 3 times the interest over the life of the bond. When rates rise and new bonds pay more, my existing bonds are not worth as much if I need to sell them. But if I hold to maturity, meaning I keep it until the principal is repaid, I don't lose anything. Then I can reinvest the principal into a new bond, paying a higher interest rate, which means that if you hold bonds, do just that. Hold the bonds. You'll see the amount you can resell them for fall, but the face value stays the same. Over time, you'll continue to reinvest and increase the income or yield on your portfolio. Speaking of bonds, I had the discussion multiple times last week about where to hold bonds. It sounds very counterintuitive, but for people in a high tax bracket and with larger portfolios, it can make sense to hold your bonds inside your retirement accounts. Everything inside a retirement account is going to eventually be taxed at ordinary income rates. If you hold bonds in a taxable account, they will usually be municipal bonds because the income is largely free from federal tax. The downside is that they also pay a lower interest rate. Moving them to a retirement account usually provides more income. If you hold stocks in a taxable account, you can harvest losses, and any long-term gains are taxed at more favorable capital gains rates. Holding stocks in a retirement account will result in ordinary income on all gains and no loss harvesting. Your action item for the week is to review your tax return and adjust your withholdings. A big refund means the government is getting an interest-free loan from you. And a big tax bill can also mean a failure to pay penalty if you didn't withhold enough. Adjust withholding now to hit that sweet spot in the middle. You can always find more information on our Facebook page or on our website at CovingtonAlsina.com. Investment advice offered through Great Valley Advisory Group, a registered investment advisor. All performance references historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions voiced in the show are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which strategies or investments may be appropriate for you, contact the appropriate qualified professional prior to making a decision. And if you don't have a financial advisor, come talk to us. This is Ann Alsina with CovingtonAlsina.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company.
One of the most common questions we get, how do I maximize the value of my home before I sell it? It's a great question. We look at improvements like investments. What is the rate of return? For example, if we invest $5,000 in painting kitchen cabinets and installing granite, how much more will our home sell for? The answer? About $25,000 more. That's a 500% return on investment. Because of returns like this, we have started a program called Investing in You. We know cash is often tight when you're making a move, and we are here to help. We will front you up to $15,000 to invest in refreshing your home before you list it, with the agreement to be paid back once your home settles. Call us today so we can help you maximize your home's value.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-599-1370 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.